Hey y'all, welcome to the Jezebel Way Tarot. Tonight we're going to be doing some catch up. I just did a Twin Flame Collective video, so if you are interested in those sorts of relationships or that resonates with you, go check that video out. Next I'm going to be doing what's going on with the Divine Masculine. You had in the Twin Flame Collective video, there was a lot of heavy feminine energy about what the feminine was actually doing as opposed to what the masculine was doing, but let's just break this down and see what the masculine's doing this time around. So this is going to be a collective read for Divine Masculines. Soulmate, okay. Synergy, the dance, reconciliation. Okay, so the masculine, if they don't know they're masculine, they don't know twin flame lingo, that we throw around a lot here on YouTube, then, they may be thinking that this is sort of like a soulmate connection. Right now, actually, what the issue here is that they're wanting to come into reconciliation with the feminine. So they're thinking they want to come into reconciliation with this soulmate love that is actually sort of a twin flame energy. So they want to come into reconciliation or union with the twin flame feminine. It looks like right now there's sort of some activity going on between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Patience has been a factor because in this journey, you will soon learn, if you haven't been on this journey very long, that things are not like they are in 3D relationships, right? I mean, it's a in and out type of situation here. So a lot of the reason why people have a tendency to think that twin flame relationships are toxic is because you have two people who are shedding issues of toxicity and templating, paradigms, things like that, learning how to heal themselves that are coming together to help heal each other. And then you have the 3D template that's being put on the twin flame dynamic. And so understanding that a 3D relationship is going to be more of karmic and soulmate relationships. Your twin flame relationships are going to be of a more spiritual nature. So you're not going to have the traditional, let's go to work, come home, go to the movies. You may have some of that, but it may not be for everyone that they have all of that all of the time. This is going to be a very cycle in and cycle out relationship. There should be spiritual acceleration all along the way. There should be healing and lessons being learned. Working on that so you can learn to teach others to heal themselves, right? So if you're not having a spiritual dynamic while on this journey, then you may need to reconsider the connection. But the dance is talking about this thing that happens between twin flames. You've got telepathic communication, you have transference of emotion, you have transference of energy, you have spiritual acceleration, you have spiritual experiences, you have this in and out idea that, sometimes you're in union, sometimes you're in separation. So that's part of the dance here, and that's what currently there's interaction in a different cycle that you may be going through with your twin, whether it's lesson learning, a karmic cycle, completing karma, whether it's union cycle, whether it's total separation cycle. You go through these different cycles on this journey with the twin. So they're learning patience, and that's a big thing that you have to learn, is not to attach. So the idea is, how do I get closer to my feminine? How do I get closer to my twin? So let's see what else is going on. Yeah, they feel trapped in a cycle. They feel trapped in a cycle of lack of communication and lack of understanding how to balance these cycles that are coming. You see this guy here with this, whatever this is, right? But it's an infinity sign, and there's one twin, there's the other twin, and it's constantly going in and out of cycle, right? So the masculine feels right now like there is a lack of communication. There is separation. How do I get back in communication? How do I get back into a reconciliation situation with my feminine? And the only thing that can happen there is by putting in the work, maintaining the balance, focus on the self, understanding the cycles. Also, there's going to be a lot of healing going back and forth between the masculine and the feminine at this point. We had the lunar eclipse, which for me is always about downloads and breakthroughs on the twin flame journey. It's very heavy energy, but it's very necessary to have the downloads and the breakthroughs and the closing out of cycles so that this journey can move forward. There's a lot of healing moving back and forth between the twins right now. Lots of energy about them running around in your brain. So the masculine seeks to have transparency about what this situation is. And masculine is saying that he has a tendency here to run away from heartbreak or run away from things when they get a little too heavy with the energy, or they are perceiving a rejection or a damage to their ego, right? And so with this being said, that's what they want to tell the feminine. Hey, you know what? I know I'm a runner, and I have a tendency to run away from confrontation. I have a tendency to run away when things start to get or feel too heavy, or when I'm perceiving an attack on my ego or a perceived rejection. This is him saying my wish fulfillment is for us to come back into balance and to have this new opportunity. So let's see what the masculine's feeling right now. Masculine wants to move forward with the feminine. I think the masculine is getting weary of searching. You know, the masculine feels like he's searching for his feminine continuously. And I think that the important lesson for the masculine to understand at this point is that if he feels like he's constantly chasing his feminine, maybe that's part of the problem. Quit chasing. When you do your inner work and you go within yourself and you start to try to mesh yourself together, get in alignment with your true authentic self and what you want and what your goal set is and so on and so forth, that's what attracts the twin, is the higher vibration, is the work on yourself. That's what brings the twin in. It's not the constant chase of the twin. Those are things that happen in beginnings of twin flame relationships that should be always shut down immediately, or else it drags on into a runner-chaser dynamic that never ends. And you're constantly chasing something that you cannot catch, in theory, right? So masculine wants to move forward. He feels weary of chasing feminine. However, the masculine needs to take a good look into the inner world of themselves and say, you know, what is it that I need to work on? What is this constant chasing with no progress teaching me? Is it teaching me that I'm chasing an illusion? Is it teaching me that this is an illusion? Is it teaching me that maybe it's time for me to go within myself and work on my own self? Just something to consider. The burden of chasing is becoming too much. Masculine wants to communicate with feminine, but does not want conflict. Again, you have a masculine here who is a very sensitive runner, who runs at the, smallest thing, smallest side of confrontation, not in a weakness, but because in this type of relationship, when there's conflict, it's because there's a catalyst here. And there's something that you should be looking at within yourself when you experience conflict with your divine counterpart. Masculine doesn't want to fight here. Masculine's been holding on for a long time. Wants the secret to be out. Wants to move past feelings and perceptions of betrayal. Wants to make small offer to feminine. Wants to have the conversation about illusions. Let's cut to the chase. Let's forget about these illusions. Once we get past these illusions, we can move on. But if we're staying in illusion, we're never going to move forward. So let's see what the illusion is. Show me the moon and the seven of swords. Masculine knows he's deceived feminine in the past and may have made things ultra chaotic and cloudy. Not clear about how he feels and what he wants to do, where he wants to go. Truth needs to be told. I'm holding on to you. I'm blocking you. I'm open. I'm over the sadness of the loss. Separation is an illusion. Let's see what the truth is. What's the truth? What's the truth? Wants to pour out feelings. No more interferences here. I don't want any more interferences here. I want to move forward with you. That's my happiness, but I'm not getting that. Downloads coming in fast and furious. There's probably a lot of telepathic communication happening right now. When I say telepathic communication, what I mean, twin flames will understand what I mean, is that there are a lot of conversations that you have with your twin in here that you don't necessarily have here. And the validation of that communication is a mirroring behavior or something that you've been thinking about and all of a sudden they're posting that they're thinking about, or whatever the situation. It could be validation from the universe in synchronicity. But there's been a lot of that going on. Spirit is trying to say, look, there is part of the solar plexus that's blocked because you're holding on to resentment. And it's time to release said resentment and forgive yourself, okay? And let go of this between you or the twin. What is the priority? The journey is the priority, not the resentment that happened along the way. You've got to figure out a way to work through that. Apology incoming from Divine Masculine. Let's make some plans to close this cycle out. Let's move forward. Let's birth something new. Commitment, fulfillment, union. Beautiful. They could have been spying on you, and they could have been preventing their own forward movement because they want to come in and offer you something, right? Something small to break the ice, okay? But then, they're seeing something that's deterring them from doing that. You could be in relationship. They want balance to come back into the relationship. Justice, karmic justice. Karma has been served. They want this communication, but they get right to the edge of this communication and then they pull back because they become full of fear, right? So let's see what this fear is. What's this block to communication and fear? Whoa, there's like half the deck fell on the floor over here. The idea of commitment. We got the Queen of Coins here. Show me what is the block in the fear here. What is the masculine's block for fear here? Block in the fear for the masculine. Okay, this is a traditional relationship paradigm. Masculine is having trouble making plans or seeing the feminine, seeing the feminine in a divine way instead of just a 3D sexual way or a romance way. This sort of relationship transcends those belief systems. Let me see what this is. Show me toxicity surrounding romance and commitment issues, marriage. Someone may be married. Divine Masculine may be married. Show me the devil. Okay, lovers, yeah. Toxic lovers. How do we approach this situation without sex? How do we approach this situation without this being the 3D, it being looked at as an affair or something similar to that? Divine Masculine, though, has the Fool card, and they're ready to put all that behind them and move forward with you. Show me the Death card in reverse. Player, put down your ways. Offer of love, understanding, relationship. And I think also they see that if they are looking at your social media or whatever, this card is kind of my, let's get a leg up and see if we can spy on them and see them, is sort of a way to take a look what's been going on. You know, they go through, masculines and feminines go through obsession stages, you know, where they become consumed with the idea of what is the other twin doing. And I think that this has to do with the fact that, number one, it's a pull to come back together, but it's also about feelings of lack and validation. I need their validation. So at that point, you got to do your 12-step program and get back into your own alignment. But also, I think it's because the missing and the longing comes from not feeling whole on your own. So those are the things that you have to work with when you're feeling in an obsessive stage. They could be calling you in also. So, back to the original reading. It looks like masculine sees that when he's looking, feminines, when he's looking on your social media or asking people about you or whatever, it seems as though he's seeing that you're happy and contented. And even though you may be single, some of you may be single, some of you may be in a relationship, they see you as handling business, going on with your life, taking care of things, progressing, growing. And they also may be wondering, do they have a place in your life anymore? And so that's part of the fear. When they get right on the edge of making that communication, they pull back because they feel inadequate. Like there's no place for them anymore. And that's simply not the case, because by design, the masculine and feminine duo always have a place for one another. That's part of the mission, that's part of the design of this thing. So, but what they may be feeling is that there's no place for them in your world any longer. And so that's what keeps them from pulling back the communication that they desperately want to bring to you. So that's an idea of kind of what's going on with the Divine Masculine Collective. If you get a chance to watch the Twin Flame Collective video, I suggest you do so. So we will see y'all later.